Hi, my lovelies. Hi, my lovelies. So, we are going to do Paradise episode 4, and this episode is called Agent Billy Pace. And this episode was good, okay? And then I will do episode 5 tonight. I hope everybody's having a good day today. It's going to be a good week, even though the Chiefs lost yesterday. Well, I'm not even into football like that, but I'm in Kansas City, so it just hits different. But other than that, I don't really care. But let's get to this episode, which was amazing. Y'all see the slideshow? This work goes into this. So this is Agent Billy Pace, just so everybody knows. So last episode was like a Gabriella episode. So this is Agent Billy Pace, okay? And I actually have episode pictures from this actual episode. So yes. All right. So this episode starts off with Billy as a kid, right? So he's like being raised by his uncle. I guess it's like a trailer park area, but they're like, I guess like kill animals for their food type of thing. They definitely don't have a lot of money, right? But he's raised by his uncle and like he's hunting, right? And his uncle's always like, don't hesitate. You could tell he like hates his uncle. I don't know what happened to his parents, but when he's inside like getting food and he was going to give the dog food, he was like no, because the dog I guess is like sick or something, so he needs to go kill his uncle told him to go kill his dog, right? So he goes outside and he's about to shoot the dog, and his uncle comes outside and is like, don't hesitate, and Billy turned around and pow pows him, and I was like, oh shit. So then Billy ends up going to juvie, okay? And Billy just turned into like a savage, y'all. Like he beat this boy's ass. Like y'all see this? Like this is Billy right there. He beat this boy ass. Yeah, Billy been through some things. And you can tell like through the episodes. I mean, he just like really like sarcastic and like jokey. But yeah, he's been through a lot. Um So when he is like, I guess like 18 or like maybe 19, or maybe he got transferred to like an adult jail, but this guy picks him up and he's like, and bails him out. And he's just like, well, what do you want? And the guy's just like, this is your second chance. So he ends up going to like a training camp to become like a mercenary, which is like pretty much like a trained killer, but you like kill specific people that they tell you to, and you pretty much work for like the military or like the government kind of thing. But so present day we see Billy, he's having like a dream of him like in like a snowy area, right? And then he's hunting like a deer, and he keeps throughout the episode he keeps having this same daydream, so please remember this. But he wakes up and Jane is like next to him and she's like awake, like staring at him, which is hella creepy. But she's just like she's excited for the carnival because this is like their carnival day. And she's like picking up outfits. So next scene is Xavier. He wakes up at Gabriella's and he's like really embarrassed because him and his daughter Presley have like a system. Like if he's ever working late, he's supposed to text her, but he wasn't working. I mean, he was working some, but he wasn't working a shift, right? But he ends up sneaking out of her house and going. Well, he doesn't sneak out. He like hugs her goodbye and it's awkward. But he ends up going back home and he texts Billy that he needs to talk. And that's why I put this picture up, because Billy was just ignoring his text. And it's weird because our conversation wasn't bad last time. But remember, Billy had that conversation with Sinatra and Robinson, and he got found out about shutting off the security camera. So he's probably nervous because of that. But so we get a flashback of like it was a flashback of like them on the them in like the, I guess, about to board the plane like the day of the catastrophe or whatever. And the guy who's like checking them in, which was James, Presley, Xavier, and it was supposed to be Terry. Remember, Terry is Xavier's wife. but Terry wasn't there. And he's like, sorry, she's not coming. And the guy was like looking at the kids like, oh my God. But we just, yeah. So that's sad. But then that same episode, well, same time is when he met Billy, because that's when they all became Secret Service agents. Girl, the message I just got, oh my God. Sorry, I just got sidetracked. But sorry, this message just threw me off. All right, so when he goes back home, Presley saying that she's gonna meet up with Cal's son. And y'all, I did not write down his name. I think his name is Jeremy, but that's just the one name I didn't write down in any of my notes. I mean, he's an important character, but he's not like super important. But we get another flashback, and this is Xavier and Billy Pace, and they were at like this bar. And the bar is owned by this guy and his wife. His wife is a scientist. Okay, so please remember this. So, and they were securing the area for like the president that was coming later. But they were just wondering because this is when they first got to like the town that's under the mountain. So they were just like, it's amazing how they just one of the first places they built is a bar, which I mean, I would understand. I would need alcohol if I was there. But Billy was drinking on the job and they were just taking shots. And Billy, he kind of hints that he's never had like a house before, which was like weird because it's like, how did you have like this other job, but you never had a house before? So we're kind of getting to know like Billy more, right? So present day, Xavier's just stalking Billy. Like I mean, Billy was stalking him yesterday, but Xavier's stalking him now. Like he was outside of his house, like texting him, kind of like a crazy girlfriend, right? Like texting him, looking, seeing him ignore his text, like in the window. And and then another scene is that we see Presley and Kyle's son at the carnival, like before it starts, and apparently he's gonna be like playing a song at the carnival. And then we see Xavier, he's sneaking into the office to look at Billy's files to like learn more about him and his history. And he gets caught by Jane, but Jane doesn't like scare him or anything. She's just like looking and like leaves and she's like, what are you doing? And we also see Robinson spot him inside the office as well. All right, so yeah, this episode had a bunch of flashbacks. So we get another flashback, and this is Xavier and Billy, right? So they're at the bar. And apparently, this is when they've been at the town in the town for 2 months. So Xavier's saying he's still a little sad, and Billy's like he's done a lot of things in his like past life, and that he's happy to be in this new town, which is weird, like compared to all the other people, because we never really heard someone say that. But he's like, I'm happy to be in this new town because this town makes me feel normal, because his life was so messed up to where this is kind of like his new beginning in a way, which is really interesting, right? But this is when Xavier invites Billy to meet his kids. And it was like a cute moment because you see in this episode how close Billy is to Xavier's kids. And you see just like a softer side of him. But at the carnival, Kyle's son performs. And then that's why I included this picture. Billy is there with Jane. And Robinson asked them all to talk because they're talking all behind Xavier's back. And I wish I would have included a picture because, like, I was just thinking of that Cardi B song, like that Ops Linking Up song. Like, like they were all like against Xavier. And Jane, her position is weird to me, right? Because it's like she's a part of the Secret Service, but they don't take her seriously. Like, well, at least Robinson doesn't take her seriously. But and then Xavier is there with his son James. It is kind of cute because he's ignoring Gabrielle, well, trying to ignore Gabrielle or like avoid her a little bit. But and then also, Presley was like opening up to Billy about like boy problems, and Billy was pretty much just like, shoot your shot. Like, I shot my shot at Jane. Just shoot, always shoot your shot. Like, don't be afraid of like being embarrassed. So you see how close they are, which makes the rest of this episode so sad. And then he's like, "Have you seen your dad?" And then I also had a problem. So Xavier, he ends up running into Gabriella and he's with his son James and he introduces James to Gabriella. And I'm like, we introducing your kids to like one night stands now? And then he even leaves Gabriella with James to go when Billy comes up to him to go talk to him. I'm just like, I understand she a therapist, but you do not know her like that. I don't know. I told y'all I don't trust Gabriella. But we go to another flashback, and this is when the president was at the bar with them. I'm guessing this was maybe like a year in or something, to them being in a new town. And the president is just like wondering why everyone is still so upset. And Billy Pace is like, everyone is upset because it's kind of like the unknown. Like we don't know what has happened to all our family members. Like we don't what's going on with that. Um, and it's just like that's what's keeping up everybody. Like we don't know what happened to them. We don't know if they're alive. We don't know if there's really life out there. So this is when the president plans for scientists to go outside of the town to go explore. So this lady right here, the second one coming from the left, she is the bartender's wife. So keep that in mind. So present day, um, Billy and Xavier go talk, and pretty much he was just like, "Why you been ignoring me all day?" And Billy was just like, he didn't want him to know about him and Jane. And Xavier's like, "Everyone knows about you and Jane already. Like, stop like bullshitting with me." And and then Xavier's just pretty much like, because Gabriella told him that Billy Pace is dangerous, which is not untrue. So he's just like, "Did you kill the president? Like, did you kill the president?" Oh, somebody's still out there. But he's like, "Did you kill the president?" And he's just like, "No, like, why would you ask me that?" So we get another flashback. Okay. So Billy is at the same bar owned by the guy who's married to the scientist, the lady to the second lady. So we find out kind of what happened. So he's kind of talking, and they're kind of talking in past tense, like apparently the none of the scientists made it back from that. And so she's obviously deceased at this point, or pronounced deceased because no one came back. And it's just Billy and the husband talking at the bar. And we find out that that dream I told you he was having, that he was like shooting deer in like a snowy mountain, that was actually Billy hunting all the scientists down and killing all of them. So that's him pow powing her. And before he killed her, she was like, "Wait, they have to know this air is breathable and it's okay." But he kills her. And I was just like, oh my God. Because we just had no idea this was happening. And I don't know how far in this was. Like, was this like last year or like 2 years in? Because sometimes they give you a timeline, like in the beginning episodes, but sometimes they don't. But present day, Billy goes to Sinatra's office and he was just like, "Why did you make me go out there and do that?" Referring to this situation. And Sinatra was just like, even if the air was okay up there, like I'm sure there's not a lot of people left and it's like a third world conditions. And there's probably like not a lot of resources. So what do you really want people to do? And it's just like she kind of has a point, but it's also like we went over episode 2 and her selfish reasons for wanting to keep people there. Like she has an emotional attachment because of her son, and like kind of like keeping her son's fantasy of what heaven is. So we know what Sinatra's reason for doing this, right? But Billy tells her to just leave Xavier and the kids alone because he really does care about the kids. But she said, she's pretty much like, "Listen, we picked you up as a mercenary. Your only job is to just kill. You're like a juvie kid. Your job is to just kill. You shouldn't really have an opinion." And she was like, "I will take everything away from you, including her," referring to Jane. And Billy's just like, he doesn't know what she did to the president, but I just want you to leave Xavier and the kids alone. And he was pretty much like, he leaves before he leaves. He's just like, I want you to, if you're going to send anyone after me, it better be the biggest MFer you have. Like, if you're going to send somebody after me. And because before that, she was like, do you think you're the only person who's like, who can like pow somebody here? Like, I can get anyone to like kill you pretty much. Which I'm like, oh my God. Because I don't know, like I just had anxiety at the end of this episode because it come like they waited until the last possible second for anything to happen. Like this was like the last like 5-10 minutes. But last scenes were Xavier and the kids. So after the carnival, they were all like playing with sparklers, and Billy shows up and was just like, Sinatra is cold blooded, and he's done some awful things for her. And he's like, Xavier, I just want to be Uncle Billy for one more day. I will open up to you tomorrow. So okay. So the last scene is Billy shows up to the house with Jane, right? Because Jane was really excited about the carnival and he kind of left her to go talk to X and to go talk to Sinatra. So she was upset and she was like eating like a funnel cake or whatever. So she was just like, she was upset. She didn't get to finish anything at the carnival. And she had, mind you, she has like a one beer out that was next to her. So he was just like, are you finishing this? And she was like, oh, you can have it. So he starts drinking the beer. Okay. So he's just talking about his day and how he helped Presley, and he realized he's being poisoned. Okay. So he's drinking the beer. He realized he's being poisoned and he's dying. Okay. So Jane puts on gloves, and I just did not see this coming because Jane is kind of like the ditzy character. Like they didn't really include her in a lot of stuff. So she puts on gloves. And then before he's like dying, while he's dying, she's just like, you told her to send the biggest MFer you have, and that's me. And I was like, oh my God. So she like sets it up as like like offing himself and like puts pills on the table. And y'all, she looks so evil. I was just like, I didn't see this coming. I really did not. And I need to look at the trailer for the upcoming episode tonight to see, because I would love to see what Jane's backstory is. But y'all, I can't believe they like offed Billy this quick. Like, I just did not think that they would do this. Like, this is only episode 4, and we got his backstory, and that's it. Like, I'm like, well, what else are they gonna do? But this episode was good. Please like and subscribe. I will be doing episode 5 today. And have a good one. And thank you for watching.